Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, I'm going to be explaining to you like what really fixes numbness, or how do you really feel alive again, or how do you really connect to reality when you really feel so much disconnected from it. By connecting to reality here, I mean like you feel joy, you feel sadness, like you enjoy the small things in life, you enjoy the small interactions with your friends, you enjoy your small achievements. Yeah, like you just have this emotion, like you just have this flowing of emotions in you, like you are living, you are experiencing your life, especially when you're numb. Like, how do you really do this? Yes, I've seen people say that they've tried everything. They've tried CBT, EMDR, they've tried taking shrooms, meditation, journaling, tried taking walks, like all those things. And by them trying all that, they've not been able to get the result. And something about trying something to fix. Let's say if you try CBT or shrooms to fix emotional numbness, or to be able to feel alive again, or to be able to connect to reality, if it doesn't work, what happens is it tends to exacerbate the problem. It makes you more numb. Let me explain. When you try something, or when you have hope, or when you've been told that this thing will work, number one is you have hope, right? And when the opposite happens, you experience shame or you experience stress. And by experiencing stress contributes to your numbness. It's like telling your mind now, like, therapy doesn't work. And when you picked up this identity of nothing works, it doesn't really make that numbness better. No, it makes it more solid. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy to your mind that, hey, this numbness, I told you, it's like your mind is telling you that now, like, hey, I told you, this numbness is here to protect you, and I'm not changing. So by doing a lot of practices which don't really sort you out to the numbness, you end up exacerbating the problem, or you end up solidifying the identity of you being a numb person. And another thing is also is a lot of people actually who experience numbness, they end up studying a lot, doing a lot of spirituality, reading books, applying a lot of logic, especially men, reading a lot. Let's say just doing a lot of books, a lot of this, and by doing all that, they end up getting a lot of labels to it, a lot of names to it. They might pick up a lot of labels online related to what they're experiencing. Labels like anhedonia, I don't know, another one is alexithymia or something like that. Like just labels related to the condition they are experiencing. And something about the mind is, or something about the current state you are experiencing, or you being numb now, is it will always seek self-preservation. So by studying or by working on something without really going to the root cause, I'll explain more on the root cause later. Without going to the root cause, you are actually keeping the problem, you are actually solidifying the problem, because you are now seeing it. You are now seeing the numbness as you. Like you are now identifying yourself as a numb person. So you pick a lot of labels. You might now call yourself, you have you're an anhedonic or this or that. And the more you pick these labels, the more your mind, or the more your current identity loves them, because it's keeping you where it wants you to be. Now let's go back a bit. I did explain that numbness is there to keep you safe, or your mind is there to keep you safe. Not safe like logically safe, but safe in a familiar and predictable path. So because you've been numb for a very, very long time, the mind will go extra mile, or the mind will trick you to ensure that you stay there. So the more you read, and the more you read about the worst case scenarios, or the more you read about people who've not been able to overcome this, is the more you get stuck. It's like you're communicating to your mind that, hey, this thing is not possible to overcome. Hope that makes sense. The more you study about numbness, and study about people who are stuck, the more you are able, the more you are communicating to your unconscious mind that, hey, this thing is impossible to overcome. That's why it's really, really dangerous sometimes to study so much. To study so much about a condition you are experiencing. It works against you because you just end up accumulating labels on top of labels. And what you are doing actually is you're not really understanding the problem or understanding what you're experiencing. You are understanding the symptom of your experiences, because numbness is not the problem, guys. Numbness is a symptom of the problem. So by studying the symptom, you're just there like busy in the wrong place. You are busy understanding the wrong thing. That's why you may end up getting to the point where you really feel that there is nothing which will help you overcome your numbness. Hope that makes sense, guys. That's why you may also end up now going to forums like Reddit or Facebook and then now telling others like, this thing you cannot overcome, you just have to live with it. You see how we are headed? Because you've tried all these things and they don't work for you, you now end up advising others, which is wrong advice, misadvising others that, hey, I tried this and it didn't work, so don't try anything. And that's why most people in forums, most people get stuck. And that's where your identity, or you feeling like a numb person, or you identifying yourself as a numb person, wants to keep you. That's now the ego, or that's now the protective mechanism. It will always want to be there. It won't want to change because it's what's gotten used to. It's gotten used to living life that way. Now you may be asking yourself like, now what? The thing we have to understand is this: the numbness is not the problem, it is the symptom. And the problem is identifying like the root cause, like what caused this numbness. And this is now where doing the deep unconscious work comes in, like going to the subconscious part of your mind and identifying like what really caused this numbness and what payoff does this numbness have in your life. Like, what is the payoff? Like, how is it really protecting you? By bringing the unconscious to conscious, we are able to overcome numbness. That's simply said, of course, like just bringing the conscious to conscious. It's like understanding, digging and digging and digging and digging deeper to really get to the root cause of the problem. That's the kind of therapy I help my clients with. We don't really just play around with the symptom or guessing or giving you books to read. No, we really, really investigate and we really get curious to identify like, why is it that this person, why is it that Kevin or John or this person is keeping this coping mechanism, or how did it really develop? Like, we really, really get curious without guessing, because it doesn't have to be childhood trauma, it doesn't have to be inner child, it can be something else. But we start from the point of not guessing, but we start from the point of investigating till we find the root cause. Once we find the root cause, that's it. It's just awareness of the root cause. And once we are aware of that, we are able to realize that the mind is able to realize that actually this person is a grown up now and they can have healthy boundaries and they don't need to stick to this numbness to protect themselves. In fact, the numbness now is hurting them more and more instead of protecting them. You see now where how the the script will flip. It will flip from numbness protecting you to numbness is not good for you. It's not serving you, and you read and feeling emotions is actually more protective for you. Like, you've let go of the past, you've processed what you've been holding what you've been holding back, or you've processed what's been holding back the numbness, or the belief of numbness being your savior. Hope I've explained that well, guys. I know it makes sense. So you don't need more books, you don't need more labels, you don't need 1,000 sessions, you don't need to give up. You can overcome your numbness, but you have to be committed to overcoming it. Even if you tried a million things, as long as you have the commitment and you have the right tools and you really have the right tools to do the investigation, then you can overcome it. I've worked with clients in the past who've tried a lot of things like breath work, spiritual practices, meditation, talk therapy, just a lot of things to overcome this, because we were not guessing. We were looking, we were starting where the client was and investigating to really find like why. Hope you found that informative, guys. If that's you, just feel free to book a call with me and we'll have a chat. Until next time, have a wonderful day.